Well, hello everyone. How you all doing? And welcome to the live watch along between Bologna and, of course, Aston Villa and Porto and Nottingham Forest, guys. Welcome aboard. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. A little bit of a change today. We got the Europa League, guys, today. Interested to see some different football, some European football, not the Champions League, but the Europa League today. Very interesting games. Bologna against Aston Villa and obviously Porto against Nottingham Forest. I'm very interested in these games because I feel like they're two very matched teams, in my opinion. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they negotiate both these games, guys. Absolutely. Guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Don't forget to put your notifications on and all that. When I go live, you know exactly who I am, guys. But thank you, everyone, for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it, of course. Really appreciate you all. Thank you, guys. Absolute great to have you on board, of course, guys. Absolutely. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing blessed, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, guys. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing the game. Different kind of game. Bit of a chill out today. So we can have a little discussion about football, about Man United. Obviously, I didn't have Chatterbox today. So obviously, it'd be great to have a conversation about Man United, about European football, about the plight of football, really, about Champions League football, about European football, about all that, of course, guys. So, interesting to see what your thoughts are. Anyway, guys, but yes, look, little poll there. Look, got a little poll going. Where do I put the poll there? Go on, guys. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, on the poll. Guys, that'd be absolutely fantastic if you guys could do that. Thank you so much, everyone. It's a new little feature going on there, guys. Thank you so much. But yeah, look, guys, look. It is an interesting one. It definitely is an interesting one in regards to, Man United and, having to wait until Monday. Again, guys, is annoying, isn't it, guys? And it is frustrating. So why don't we do this? Why don't we watch a bit of European football, guys? Why don't we do that? Why don't we watch a bit of European football? Why don't we see what's going on in the Europa League? That's what we should do, guys, and see who's going to win the Europa League. That's what's important. Who do you think will win this Europa League? Obviously, Aston Villa are huge favourites. A little bit surprised by Nottingham Forest's lineup. Nottingham Forest have not got Sangare. They've not got Anderson in their team. A little bit of a shot there. Are they underestimating Porto, guys? I don't know. But let me just go through the lineups. First of all, I'm going to start with a little bit of facts surrounding Aston Villa and Bologna. Bologna have lost only one game of their last 15 against Aston Villa. Of course, they have not played much in recent years. The coach Italiano, of course, Vincenzo Italiano, has been to European finals in 3 years, but lost them all. So he's lost every single European final there. Both teams are unbeaten in the Europa League this season. One perfect record must end. Bologna are unbeaten in 6 Europa League matches this season. Unai Emery's four Europa League titles are more than any other manager in competition history. Of course, we know about Sevilla and stuff. Aston Villa won both Europa League knockout matches this season, keeping clean sheets in both. Aston Villa lost 2 of their last 6 Premier League matches, including their 4-1 home defeat to Chelsea. So not in good form, of course, as we know. Manchester United obviously put them to the sword the other week. Of course, the team lineups are as follows: Martinez is in goal, Cash as a right back. They are playing a 4-4-2, surprisingly. Konsa as a centre back, Torres and Digne as a left back, Buendia, Tillmans, Onana, McGinn, Rogers and Watkins up front. In regards to Bologna, they're Graviglia, Hegem, not Dan Hegem, that we will be very old right now, Mario, Lukumi and Miranda. They're playing a 4-3-3, by the way. They've got Pobega, not Pogba, but Pobega, Frula, Ferguson, and they've also got Bernardeschi, Italian international, of course, Castro and Rowe, guys. Absolutely. So interesting there. Interesting because Bologna have got two very familiar play faces. Jonathan Rowe, of course, English player. They've got him, guys, in their team, of course. And they've also got Ferguson. They've also got Lewis Ferguson, Scottish international as well. So interesting to see these guys play for their clubs, of course, guys. Absolutely. Guys, don't forget to smash a like on the video, guys. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Smash a like on the video. And let's see how many likes we can get by the end of the show. Let's see if we can get 50 likes, guys. Moving on to Nottingham Forest, I'm going to give you the Nottingham Forest and, of course, the Porto teams as well, guys. Let me start with Nottingham Forest here. The first team of Nottingham Forest, we have Ortega in goal, Morata as a left back, playing a 4-3-3. Morata as a left back, Murillo centre back, Abbott centre back, Dominguez as a right back. We got Gibbs White as in the left of the three, Yates, McAtee, sorry, and then we got Ndoye, Wood, Bakra. I haven't seen Wood play for a little while, guys. Absolutely. This is Nottingham Forest's first quarterfinal since the 1995-1996, guys. They've had a 30-year wait for a quarterfinal. Of course, won 2 European Cups, guys, which is more than I could say for many teams, of course, guys. Nottingham Forest have lost both home Europa League knockout legs, but advanced on the way on results alone. The manager, Pereira, has won 65 of 93 matches during his 2-year spell as the Porto boss. So, Vitor Pereira was Porto manager. So there's something there. A little bit of spice here, guys. Nottingham Forest beat Porto 2-0 in the reverse Europa League fixture in October. That was a big result as well, guys. Porto have won all 5 home Europa League matches this season. Porto scored 5 and conceded 1 in 2 home Europa League matches this season. Now, in regards to Porto's team, Costa is in goal, of course, highly linked to Man United in the past, of course. We've got Fernandez as a right back, Silva, Badnerek, Sanusi as left back, Vega, Rosario, and Fofana in the midfield, Sainz, Mofi, and Gomez in up front, guys. So a 4-3-3 from them, guys. Let me know how you're feeling. Hope everyone is doing well, guys. Thank you, everyone who continues to support the channel and stuff like that. Thank you, everyone who subscribed to the channel as well, guys. Thank you, everyone. Absolutely good to see you in the house, of course, guys. Absolutely. So hope everyone is doing blessed. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday so far. And yeah, we're just gearing up to the Premier League game, of course, guys, and also practicing for next season with the Europa League. With not the Europa League, God forbid, we're practicing for the Champions League, of course, guys. That's what we're looking for. We're looking at the Champions League at the moment. We're all looking at the Champions League next season. Looks like Man United are going to qualify for the Champions League. So let's see what they do here. However, we're concentrating on Porto against Forest and Bologna against Aston Villa. 2 very interesting teams, of course. New teams. As I'm speaking to you today from Italy, by the way. I am in Napoli, guys, to be exact. I'm here. And I'm calling the game today, guys, and hope you're all doing well. And I really appreciate everyone who's joining me today, guys. Exciting, guys. Not many people doing the watch along for these games, but I am. There you go. I'm different. That's me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I want to do it. Interested to see these 2 teams. Absolutely. Definitely. And something new. You learn something new from every single game you watch, don't you, at the end of the day, guys? A beautiful Bologna, of course. This is the main game I'm concentrating on at the moment. It is a beautiful stadium, very old stadium, of course. It's not been refurbished by the looks of it at all. I remember watching Serie A back when I was younger, and I think was it Roberto Baggio played for Bologna, didn't he, back in them days? And I remember watching games at this stadium back in the day, a long time ago. Looks like a partisan atmosphere. Looks like everyone is up for it, of course, guys. Of course, why wouldn't they be? Massive game for Bologna, of course, in the Europa League quarterfinal. Look, I'm a bit disappointed by Nottingham Forest. A bit not disappointed by Nottingham Forest lineup, guys. It was a bit shocked. Not seeing Anderson in there, not seeing Sangari in there. A little bit of a surprise, but obviously, they got relegation on their mind, haven't they? They got relegation on their mind, and they don't really want to get relegated. I still think you should take this tournament seriously. Once you get in the quarterfinal stages, you've got to start taking these tournaments seriously because, you might not get another opportunity like this. Do you know what I mean? You might not get it. And I wouldn't take this competition laying down. I would take it absolutely serious, in my opinion. Guys, hope everyone is doing well. Hope it's all blessed with you, guys. Hope your comments are working as well, guys. Hope everyone is good. Thank you, everyone who's here today, of course, guys. Really, really appreciate it, of course. I do, absolutely. Guys, absolutely. So, what is your predictions for the game, guys? What do you think the game is going to be? What do you think the score is going to be today, guys? Let me know, of course. Let me know how you feel the game is going to go. Hopefully, it's 2 very high-scoring games. I really do hope it's high-scoring games, and I hope that, you know what, we got something to remember, of course, guys. Absolutely. Up until the Premier League football at the weekend, of course. Yeah. And guys, these are famous teams, Aston Villa and Bologna, Porto and Forest. I actually think they're more famous than some of the teams I watched in the Champions League this year. Do you know what I mean? So, it's always good to see these teams and to see how they do and see how they negotiate everything and all that, But I hope everyone's fine. Look, don't forget to smash a like on the way in, guys. Very important for the algorithms and stuff like that. Helps with the video, helps it get to other places and stuff like that, of course. Look, it's great to see Aston Villa in Europe. I believe that Aston Villa will win the Europa League. That's my prediction. I think they'll win it. Wouldn't it be great if it was a Nottingham Forest Aston Villa final? I don't know if they can meet each other. Maybe someone could tell me. But wouldn't it be great if they, if they met each other in the final, guys? That would be absolutely fantastic, isn't it, guys? That would be an amazing, a couple of amazing games. I bet, wouldn't it be such a thing where it would be Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa, and both those teams combined have 3 European Cups? There you go. There you go, guys. Just a few years ago, there was Chelsea against Arsenal. They only had 2 between them, 2 for Chelsea. I think it was 2 back then. It might even be 1. And that's what we're talking about, guys. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, of course. But big up everyone. Waiting for the players are out on the pitch, of course. The players are out on the pitch already, ready for this kickoff. Very beautiful atmosphere in Bologna. Packed house, full house. Good to see. Good to see. Very good to see. Good to see a packed house. Good to see a partisan atmosphere, an atmosphere that is, booming. I like that. You know what I mean? I like that. Full house, ready to go, loving the football. That's what it's all about, guys. Absolutely. See Aston Villa against Bologna, guys, and the same with Porto as well. The same with Porto. Let's not forget, Porto's the birthplace or the home, not the birthplace of where Jose Mourinho made his name, wasn't it, at the end of the day, and winning that Champions League. So they got history. They won the Europa League. They won the UEFA Cup back then. They've won the Champions League. Who remembers when they played Celtic in that final in Europe? I do. Of course. Big up Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing blessed. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope everything is cool with you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to this Europa League quarter-final, guys. No, you know what? These nights, regardless if it's Europa League or it's Champions League, you always enjoy these nights. You always want a European night, don't you? And I'll be lying if I say I'm not jealous. I want Man United to play in Europe. I don't care what competition. I want Man United to play in Europe. I want Man United to play. I like watching Man United. It's obviously my team. So obviously to be in Europa League, it's no mean feat. And look, we had a very disappointing final last year. And, it's probably the worst final I've ever seen in my life. Probably the worst defeat we've ever had in our career since watching Man United. However, what we do on these streams, guys, is that we learn and we we remember it. And with Man United last season, it was horrible. It was an horrible experience. So to be performing well in the league now and to have a chance to qualify for the Champions League is incredibly a positive thing, to be honest with you. It's a positive thing. I'm happy with it. And let's see how we go. We've got Leeds United on Monday, of course. But before all that, of course, we have got the small matter of Porto, Forest and Bologna against Aston Villa. Guys, let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's hope for a good game. So I'm keeping an eye on both games, by the way, guys. Both games are on my radar as we speak. I've got both games on, of course. So we're ready to go. We're ready to go in the Europa League, guys. That's what we're here. We're ready to go in the Europa League, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, guys. Smash a like on the video. If you guys could do that for me, that'd be fantastic. 1 minute silence for Mircea Lucescu. Of course, Mircea Lucescu was the Romanian coach when Inter Milan played Manchester United in the Champions League, of course, the treble-winning season. He was the Inter Milan boss at the time against Manchester United. So huge respect to Lucescu. Very, very good manager, legendary manager, a manager that, managed for decades and an absolute legend of the game. So he's going to be sadly missed. He was only, it's so sad because he was only in football just a couple of weeks ago. We were watching him, and was it Turkey game? It is sad, And we're here for a good time, not a long time. And that's what I would say. Anyway, we're ready for the kickoff, guys, in this game. We're ready for the kickoff. Aston Villa are playing in green. They're playing from left to right, I believe. Is it left to right? And it is Bologna playing in their in their black, I believe. Aston Villa playing in black. Bologna are playing in green. They've surprised everyone today by playing in green, Bologna. And that's what they are in today, guys. So game has kicked off. Guys, here we go. Bologna against Aston Villa. Europa League quarter-final, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome aboard. Those who are new, welcome to the stream, guys. Anyway, we can talk about anything on this stream, guys. We can talk about any team. You want to talk about United, feel free to talk about United. Let me know how you're feeling and stuff like that. Of course. Anyway. Here come Aston Villa defending on the at the back at the moment, just keeping calm. Keeping calm, Aston Villa, they are, absolutely. Sal, it will be an interesting game. It absolutely will. Luke Chapman, what's going on, my friend? My supporters, Wellingborough Town FC. I thought you supported Northampton Town, my friend Luke Chapman. I remember you telling me you supported Northampton Town. Don't you lie to me. You can't lie to me. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, mate. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. I'll keep you updated, everyone, guys, on the Nottingham Forest game as well, of course. It is obviously 0-0 at the moment. It's just kicked off. Already a header from Wood. Very, very frantic start in that game at the moment, guys. Absolutely. Very, very frantic game, of course. Yes. So yesterday was 2-2-0 wins. 1-2-0 win for PSG against Liverpool. Could have been a lot more. And another 2-0 win, of course, was it Bayern Munich won 2-0, didn't they? They won 2-0 as well. Yeah. So and Sporting Lisbon against Arsenal. That ended. Was it 1-0? That ended 1-0. I believe it ended 1-0 or 2-0. 1-0. Right. Already a save for Ortega. Shot on goal from Porto. That's fast start from Porto. Look, as I said, I'm a little bit shocked by Nottingham Forest's lineup. Nottingham Forest have left out Sangare. They've left out, of course, Anderson. You know, a little bit shocked by that, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. They've got Gibbs White, however. You know, a bit of experience in there. Anyway, here is Aston Villa. Aston Villa playing in all black, and Martinez is with the ball. The World Cup winner, of course, Martinez, playing against Bologna today. Long ball there for Aston Villa. And it's gone straight to the other end to the keeper on the left, guys. Unai Emery. Unai Emery is still the coach of Aston Villa, one of the most successful man in the Europa League. Throw into Porto, by the way, keeping an eye on that game. Porto have started frantically, quite quickly in that game, guys. Do you think Pereira is the right man for Nottingham Forest? Let me know. Do you think that Unai Emery should be getting a bigger job? Some may say that he should be going to a bigger club. What do you think about that, guys? Do you think Aston Villa is his level? Some may say that, you know, he needs to do better. Some say that Aston Villa is his level. Anyway, here come Bologna on the attack. I feel so awkward not seeing Bologna in the claret and was it claret and red? I feel so awkward not seeing them in the claret and red, you know. I mean, they're in green today. I mean, must be promoting their new kit, of course. That's what they're doing. Absolutely. Sal, why English FA do help English teams in the Champions League by doing like PSG? Because the English FA don't really care. That's what it is. At the end of the day, since the beginning of time, since Man United played in the European Cup, you know, and the only English club to believe in the European competition, which led to obviously the disaster that happened because we were forced to come home. And they've never really been a supporter of the English clubs in Europe as much as the other European clubs are supporters. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Absolutely. Let me just sort out my match time. Of course, my match times have gone off a little bit. So let me just sort this out. So let me just sort this out, guys. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I don't think they. I mean, obviously, the other European leagues, they look after the English teams in Europe. They actually help them play on a Friday and things like that. The Premier League don't do that. They're so obsessed with the money that the Premier League wouldn't do that. They wouldn't help, for example, Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest. Look, I'll give you an example. I'm not a big fan, obviously, as you know, of Liverpool. But Liverpool are playing on Saturday, for example, right? When they've just played Porto yesterday on a Wednesday. Shouldn't Liverpool be playing on a Sunday? You know, or what should happen is that Liverpool's FA Cup game or their Premier League game should have been moved to the Friday rather than that. That's what I would say. Do you see Sporting coming back? Can I be honest with you, Alex? No, I wouldn't bet against it. I can't see Sporting coming back. I think Sporting's best opportunity was yesterday. They needed to at least come in at a game with a draw, but they lost the game. To go to the Emirates, I mean, it's just going to be incredibly difficult for Porto. I'm not saying it's the end. It's never over until it's over. But I just don't think they got the ability. I don't think they've got the ruthlessness. I saw them yesterday. They were okay for periods of the game. Didn't think Arsenal played particularly well. However, I think Arsenal are pretty comfortable in the game. And I think when they go to the Emirates, I know that Sporting Lisbon have won there before on penalties, as we know, under Ruben Amorim. Sporting Lisbon won at Arsenal on penalties. So you never know. But football, you know, with Arsenal and with Sporting Lisbon, I don't think they're going to be ready for that atmosphere, to be honest with you. I think Arsenal will win. And I think Arsenal will win quite comfortably. I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, I think they will win quite comfortably. Arsenal have got a relatively, well, I wouldn't say easy, but they've got the favoured draw in the Champions League. If they win, they look likely to play Atletico Madrid. Of course, Atletico Madrid won 2-0 yesterday against Barcelona. Of course, Barcelona were down to 10 men pretty early. Now, obviously, that's added to the narrative that people are saying that, Hansi Flick is not as good as Arteta and all that nonsense and stuff like that. You know, these little comparisons coming out and stuff, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Hansi Flick can get knocked out of the Champions League. He's won a treble with Barcelona. Whatever you may say, that's what he's done. He's won a treble with Barcelona. Anyway, in this game, Bologna, Aston Villa, 0-0, guys. 7 minutes gone in the game. As with the FC Porto against Nottingham Forest, is also 0-0 in that game as well, guys. Yeah, we're hoping for some goals today. That would be nice, nice, entertaining. But it does look like Bologna have started on the front foot here. They're playing very well. Of course, Bologna are very strong at home. Always have been. Since I can remember, always very strong at home. They remind me a little bit of Fiorentina, who are very strong at home as well. Similar sort of stadium as well. I actually had the privilege of going to the Fiorentina stadium. Yeah, it's very similar to this, but now obviously that stadium is being refurbished. This one, however, is still the same as I remember it. When I was young, when I was watching Serie A on Channel 4 all those years ago, this stadium is still the same as it's always been, in my opinion. Anyway, here come Bologna on the attack here. Good header. Oh, and it's cleared away by McGinn there. Yeah, it's cleared away. Have they given away the ball there? They have. Aston Villa, a little bit panicky, Aston Villa in this game, surprisingly enough. A little bit panicky. Back with Bologna now. Bologna playing in all green today. On the left-hand side, Banter. Playing on the left-hand side now, in the centre of the midfield. Ephraim, Sal, I think Emery deserved one chance. What are your thoughts? I think he's had one. This is the thing. I think Unai Emery had a chance, didn't he? He had the chance at Arsenal. I know that Arsenal was a bit of a toxic mess back then when he was managing Arsenal. And obviously, I think he took over from Arsene Wenger, which is always going to be difficult. It's a bit like when David Moyes took over from Alex Ferguson, isn't it? It always was going to be difficult. It always was going to be, a big challenge to be following the footsteps of someone like Arsene Wenger. But he's gone from strength to strength. I do think there's something missing from Unai Emery, having said all that. I think there's something missing. I don't quite know what it is. I think it's just like, I know he's good at winning cups. I know that. He won an FA Cup. No, he didn't win an FA Cup. Arteta won the FA Cup, but it was with Unai Emery's team. But he's won endless Europa Leagues as well and he's got the record. And I think he's good at that type of tournament. In regards to Champions Leagues and things like that, I think he misses something. There's something there. I don't know. Can't quite put my finger on it, but he just misses something, in my opinion, to become that next level, to go up to that next level, if you know what I mean. Absolutely. Of course, big atmosphere in Bologna. One of their biggest games in years, of course, against Aston Villa in the Premier League, of course. 10 minutes gone, 0-0. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, on the way in. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to do that for me. If you guys can possibly do that, it'd be great, of course. Let me put up a little poll. Goal, 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 goal. It's a goal for Porto, guys. An early goal for Porto. William has scored a goal for Porto already. Look, guys, I did say it about Nottingham Forest. I was a little bit shocked by their lineup. It is 1-0 to Porto at the moment, guys. 1-0 to Porto. Goodness me, already. And after the 10th minute, it is 1-0 to Porto, guys. It is already 1-0 Porto. They've been dominating the game, guys. They have been dominating the game so far. They have been looking like the only likely team to score, guys. They've been looking like the likely team to score. William has scored the goal for Porto, guys. So it's 1-0 to Porto in that game, guys. 1-0 to Porto in that game. Guys, so do me a favor. Can you see if you can get involved in my poll, please? If you guys can do that for me. There we go. I think I got it. There we go. So if you guys can see if you can get involved in my poll, FM on all you guys, see if you can get involved in my poll, see if it works. I'm interested to see what you guys think about it, guys. Let me know. But it's 1-0, guys, to Porto already in that game, guys. 1-0 to Porto. Still 0-0 here between Bologna and Aston Villa. That's what you get, man, when you've not got Sangero, when you've not got Anderson. You know, it's crazy when you think about it, you know, taking a quarterfinal like that, just taking it for granted. That's what it is. Taking it for granted, man. It is out of order, in my opinion. Taking it for granted. I really do think so. Yeah. Quarterfinal. If this was Man United, even if it was Man United, I'll be taking it very seriously. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I would be, I'll be like, it's quarterfinal of European competition. We need to do something. You know what I mean? We have to do well. And let me just write this tweet already. Big up everyone, guys. Don't forget, if you come possibly do this for me, if you could smash a like on the video, if you guys can do that for me, they're absolutely fantastic. If you smash a like on the video, that'd be great, of course. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Big up everyone in the stream, of course, guys. Well, Nottingham Forest have got auto. They're Nottingham Forest have equalised, guys. Nottingham Forest have equalised. It's 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. It's 1-0 to Freiburg as well, guys. In the other game, it's 1-0 to Freiburg in the other game, guys. It is 1-1 between Nottingham Forest and Porto. They have equalised. It's an own goal by Fernandez. 1-1. I'm watching the wrong game. It is 1-1, guys. It is 1-1 already between Porto and Nottingham Forest. Great response, that. Great response from Nottingham Forest, guys. Fernandez scoring an own goal, guys. Fernandez scoring an own goal. Unbelievable response there from Porto. Well played from Porto. Well played from Nottingham Forest, shall I say. Well played. Absolutely brilliant, guys. Very good response. That's what you want, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's what you want. A good response. Very good response there. It's a yellow card, guys. It's a yellow card here. Coming out for Lukumi of Bologna. It's a bit harsh. Yeah, it was a cynical challenge. Yeah, it's a bit harsh though. But yeah, a foul on Buendia. there, of course. Yeah, I don't know how you do these polls, to be honest with you. Don't know how you vote for them. I don't know. Yeah. I'll have to find out. To be honest with you. Yeah, great response. Yeah, no away goals these days though. I don't know what you make of that, guys. Do you think the away goal should still be there? Do you think it should still count? Do you think you still have the away goal? I mean, Man United has suffered from the away goal over the years. Badly, to be honest. If you've been knocked out a number of competitions on the away goal, guys. Those who know, of course. Monaco, Bayer Leverkusen, to name a couple. Yeah, the away goal was a little bit crazy. It was a little bit crazy. Anyway, 17 minutes gone, guys. 0-0 between Bologna and Aston Villa in the Europa League quarter-final here, guys. Digny with the foul. Cleared away by Bologna. Playing very well, Bologna at the moment. Bologna on the front foot. Very technically good in this game so far. Here they are on the right-hand side of number 10. Tries to cross it. He's the claiming handball, Aston Villa. Anyway, shot comes in and it's way over the bar. Way over the bar there. Bernaschetti, of course. Been around the block. Yeah, they're looking for something there. Definitely not. They're looking for something there. Ferguson is claiming a handball. Now I think that would have been very harsh if it was given. To be honest with you, I think that would be very harsh if it was given. Yeah, it's Martinez again. Martinez trying to calm things down in Aston Villa. Aston Villa have not started well at all. Aston Villa have been on the back foot since the start of the game, to be honest with you. I don't even think they got out their own half, really, Aston Villa. They need to do better. They need to do better here. They play better opposition in the Premier League week in, week out. You see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. European football, it's a completely different environment. It's completely different. Do you know what I mean? And European football is not like Premier League football. Do you know what I mean, guys? It isn't. Anyway, throw in for Aston Villa for Bologna here in their half. Can Aston Villa get a foothold in this game and try and show some element of dictatorship in regards to the play? Of course, let's see if they can do that. Good press from Bologna though. Aston Villa trying to pass out from the back. They can't seem to be passing out from the back. The game at Porto. Very even at the moment. They've got about 50% possession each. Both teams are very, very cancel each other out. Very similar teams, to be honest with you. Substitution already for Porto. Alberto Costa is coming off. Big blow for Alberto Costa's coming on. It's a big. There's an injury. There's an injury there. Martin Fernandez is coming on. Martin Fernandez, Alberto Costa. Is that a tactical decision? That's a bit harsh, just because he's got an own goal. A little bit harsh. So people are saying. So I'm reading a lot of the Nottingham Forest fans. What they're saying. One Nottingham Forest fan, he said this: "It would be great to win today, but I've got no issues with Pereira making loads of changes. Even if we lose, the only game that matters is Sunday." I think that's a very, very poor opinion of European football. Quarter-final of a European competition. Mate, come on. Come on. You can play both competitions, mate. You can play both competitions. You can do both competitions, man. Honestly. You know, honestly. I mean, just playing down these competitions. Absolutely. Big up Ephraim, by the way. And big up everyone who's joined me today, guys. Absolute legends. Thank you so much. Don't forget to smash a like as well, guys. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone who joined me. Oh, save for Martinez. There's going to be a corner to Bologna. Thank you, everyone who joined me early on Hassam's channel. It was a good show. Thank you. Great effort, though. Great effort there. Who's on the floor for Aston Villa? Just having a look. So Nana, is it? No. Couple of good blocks there from Aston Villa. Aston Villa are defending well, to be honest with you, but they got to get out of the box. They got to start trying to dictate some play, try and play some football. They really do. Because at the moment they're not really in the game, if you know what I mean. They're just waiting like sitting ducks to try and just to wait to concede a goal. And yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. They should be trying to attack. They're a good team. Punched out by Martinez. Well punched out by Martinez there. Of course, linked to Man United. I do believe that Cedi Lamens is a good choice. I always believe that he was a good choice. Absolutely. Yeah. A little bit of an injury there from Nottingham Forest. A little bit of an injury. So anyway, throwing to Aston Villa here. Throwing to Aston Villa. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting few weeks or months for Man United, isn't it? There's so much work that needs to be done. Obviously, we've got the big game on Monday. We need to solidify that Champions League place. A little bit concerned about this one game a week thing where we're very, very rusty. Very rusty. I believe that this one game a week myth is, it's crazy because I actually believe that sometimes you're better off playing more football. It creates some kind of momentum, if you know what I mean. If you play more football, I think it's better sometimes. Aston Villa finally got the ball in there in the Bologna half. Finally, guys, are starting to play a little bit of football here. Still 1-1 between Porto and Nottingham Forest, guys, in that game. Ephraim, why not enough Forest fear they're 4 points safe from relegation? They need to go seriously in the competition because they're disrespectful, mate. You know when teams do that, Ephraim, I almost feel like they should get relegated because you have to look. They've made loads of changes, right? They've got a squad, fair enough, but why not play your best team, win the game, do well in the game, and then subs them off? But at the end of the day, they're doing a riot at Porto right now. They're obviously 1-1, of course. So yeah, but I don't get this thing where Nottingham Forest fans saying that, I don't mind losing. It's all about Sunday. Come on, man. Come on. If I'm taking a Europa League seriously as a Man United fan, shouldn't Nottingham Forest be taking it seriously, man? Football's football at the end of the day. Winning things is what it's all about. I'll be going full throttle for the Europa League. I'll also be going full throttle for survival in the league as well. There's no reason why you can't do that. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Only a team like Nottingham Forest. Only them. Only that type of team. Ephraim, do you think we'll get Anderson? I think it's up in the air at the moment, Ephraim, in regards to Elliot Anderson. I think there's going to be a competition between Man United and Nottingham Forest, mate. I don't think necessarily we're going to get Anderson. I think it all depends on the project. What project Man United give to Anderson, because that's what Anderson is attracted by. It's the project. It's actually not that. It's actually not about money. It's actually all about the project. And I would say that, I would love Anderson at Man United. He'd be an absolute fabulous signing, fantastic signing for Man United. However, I think it's going to be difficult to acquire him, especially if Manchester City keep Pep Guardiola. There is a possibility Pep Guardiola stays at Manchester City, of course, but there's also a big possibility that Pep Guardiola leaves and goes to, obviously leaves the club and Maresca comes in. Now, if a Maresca comes in, I do think that makes a big difference in regards to the mentality or the choices of some players that are in the transfer market for Manchester United. A lot of the players that we're going to be linked to are also wanted by other big clubs, and I think like Man United. If we get Carrick, obviously there's going to be question marks. There will be question marks on players, potential players coming into the football club. Of course, there's going to be that. It's just the way it is, isn't it? At the end of the day, there's going to be question marks. And do these players want to play under Carrick? And we have to ask ourselves the very serious question. And we have to say, is it critical? You know, are we being critical? Big up Sal and the legend. Big up Noah. How you doing, Sal? Do you think Michael Carrick will prove us wrong next season if they give him a permanent manager? No. The only way he can prove, he's not proving anyone wrong because we all support him. No one thinks he's going to do badly. No one wants him to do badly. What I would say, Noah, is that, no, it would be just like Ruben Amorim if he doesn't get backed. And this has never been about the manager. I've told you before, Noah, it's never been about the manager. This whole thing about Man United, the manager, the problem is not. It's the board. And it depends if they back Michael Carrick. You know, I don't want to get into a situation where they think, okay, Michael Carrick is just happy to have the job. We're going to back him with only a few players, only going to spend a bit on him. And, you know what I mean? He'd be happy with that because he's already got the Man United job. And that's what I'm worried about. You know, Man United need to go for the best. Man United need to try and sign the best managers, the best players. You know, look at Luis Enrique yesterday, an absolute genius, mate. That's a proper manager. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And the thing is that, you know, we've had managers, we've had great managers coming to this football club, and let's not pretend that Eric Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim weren't great managers before they walked to this football club, because they were. We just didn't back them to the levels. And if we carry on bringing in managers and we carry on giving them underwhelming 4 out of 10 windows, you know, we're not going to progress. We're not going to do well, and it's quite obvious, isn't it? You know, the common demeanor here. It's a common demeanor. It's like if this went to the court of law. Right, and you put Man United's case in front of the law, you know, it wouldn't be the manager who become guilty. It won't even be the players. It'd be the board who are guilty, right? And that's what it is at the end of the day. It'd be the board that were guilty, because it's the board who are the ones that can make or break a manager, you know. And if Michael Carrick gets the job, fantastic. I'll support him with everything. I don't think he's the best choice out there. I do think there's 2 other candidates who are better, which is Luis Enrique and Nagelsmann for me. I have not been impressed, as some people have been, of course. I think the performances have been subpar. We've had some good results, some good performances. So we did under Amorim as well. Amorim left with 3 points from top 4, and he had to go for an AFCON. You know, so what I would say is that, we'll have to wait and see. So I agree with your ownership. I don't want Carrick to be as the new manager. I wanted Luis Enrique, but unfortunately, he won't leave PSG next season. I think he hasn't signed a contract yet, Noah. Whilst he hasn't signed a contract, there's no reason why we can't dream, Noah. You know, we always have to have that ambition and never give up, Noah. I would say that about everything, because one thing about this board, about Ineos and the Glazers, is that they want the fans to give up. They want the fans to have low expectations. I'm not going to have low expectations. I'm going to think until Luis Enrique signs a new contract, I'm still going to believe that Luis Enrique can come to Man United, and why shouldn't we? That's how we should be. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Ephraim, Sal, some of our fans feel, yes, our fans are too emotional with players. They are. We're very mushy. We're a very mushy bunch. We've forgotten about the board now. We're not talking about the board. We had a couple of good players, you know, a couple of good performances. So we're not talking about the board anymore. Get the board out and stuff. Part-time protesters and stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes we do get a little bit giddy about players, and we shouldn't be getting giddy with these players. Why are we getting excited and, you know, about these players? Because they're good lads? No. You know, proper football teams, you know, want players to win trophies. They don't just want good lads in the football team. And that's the biggest problem at Man United, in my opinion. Absolutely. One of the biggest. Good save for Martinez. Still 0-0. Here come Aston Villa, though. Watkins. Still 1-1 between Porto and Nottingham Forest, guys, as well. Still 1-1 in that game. Aston Villa looking for a penalty and nothing given. Referee's not having it. Referee's definitely not having it. He's not having it. Yeah, whoa. He had his arm out, but I don't think there was enough contact there. I've seen him given, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I've seen him given. I have seen him given. I've seen him give him in the past. Cleared away from Aston Villa. Yeah, Bologna have been the better team so far. It is still 0-0, but they have been the better team in this half an hour. It is a very tight, cagey, tactical game. No one's given away anything, but Bologna do look the more potent. I would say that Aston Villa slowly but surely getting back into the game, as you expect them to do, of course. You expect them to get back into the game. 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Thank you so much, Noah. Unbelievable from Crystal Palace. Of course, playing in the Conference League. I'm not going that far down, Noah. I'm not going that far down, guys. But yeah, keeping an eye on that game as well. 2-0 to Crystal Palace against Fiorentina. Very, very good result so far for Palace. Morata with a penalty in that game. Yeah, 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Well played, Crystal Palace, of course. And we're going through the scores. Freiburg are 2-0 up against Celta Vigo in the other Europa League games, guys. When we look at the other Conference League games, we've got Real Vallecano 3, AEK Athens 0, Crystal Palace 2, Fiorentina 0, Mainz 2, Strasbourg 0. We've got Shakhtar Donetsk 0, AZ Alkmaar 0. Guys, at the moment, just to let you know, guys, there, absolutely. Yeah. Still 1-1 between Porto and Nottingham Forest. Big up everyone anyway. Yeah, look, so frustrating that, we have to wait so long for this Man United game, isn't it? This Man United game, we have to wait until Monday. It's ridiculous. Ephraim, Sal, which team will be difficult for Arsenal in semi-final? Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. They both pose their different problems. The one thing I would say about Arsenal is that Arsenal have already played not Atletico Madrid this season, and Arsenal won 4-0. So obviously that in mentality-wise, I think that will be in Atletico Madrid's mind. I think that you can't. I think Barcelona will be a more difficult game for Arsenal because of the talent that Barcelona have. Of course, Barcelona lost the game yesterday because they were down to 10 men. It was as simple as that. They were down to 10 men, so they lost the game. I think Barcelona will pose a much more attacking threat than Atletico Madrid. However, if Atletico Madrid get the defensive side of things right, they're going to pose a problem for Arsenal in a different way. It will be a very boring game, probably. But the problem with Atletico Madrid and the problem with Diego Simeone, the problem I've had for years as well, is the fact that Diego Simeone, he will play this pragmatic, this defensive style, right? But when they concede a goal, he has no answer. He doesn't know what to do. You know what I mean, guys? He has this question mark around him. Very good defensive manager, very pragmatic. But in regards to goals, I don't think he knows how when they go 1-0 down. Big up, Ephraim. Big up everyone who's joined me today. Absolute diamonds you are. Thank you so much. Don't forget to smash a like, guys. If you can do that for me, that'd be brilliant. Bologna 0, Aston Villa 0. 35 minutes gone in the game, guys. Lots of huff and puff. Nothing really in the way of real chances here. Just a lot of possession from Bologna at the moment. And that's about it. Nothing from Aston Villa so far. Here they are anyway. On the right-hand side is Bologna. Yeah, very big win for Via Vallecano at the moment, 3-0 up already. Ciao, Mario. Still 1-1 between Nottingham Forest and Porto as well, guys. Nottingham Forest doing incredibly well with 59% of the possession so far. Possession don't win games. Porto have had the better chances in the game. They've had the more shots, but it's 1-1 at the moment. 1-1. It's good for Nottingham Forest so far. So far, so good for them. 0-0 here between Bologna and Aston Villa. Here come Aston Villa, though. Poorly given away from the keeper. Out here on the right. So McGinn with the ball. He takes a shot. Oh, it's just wide, guys. It was a great shot there for McGinn. Good shot for McGinn. Just wide. Aston Villa's first real strike at goal. Just bent wide there. Just wide. It's a very good shot, in my opinion. Great shot. Unlucky, but didn't go in. Of course, Bologna have just hit the bar. They hit the bar just about 2 minutes ago. I was watching the Aston Villa game. They hit the bar, just the underside of the bar. Very unlucky not to get a goal there. Bologna should be 1-0 to Bologna, to be far. They're the ones that come out strongest. Aston Villa getting away with it. So far, they're getting away with it. Absolutely. Ephraim, so I hope we challenge for the title next season. I hope so too, my friend. I do hope so too. I hope Man United challenge for the title. But that depends on the board, doesn't it? I don't think necessarily it's all about the manager. I think all eyes are on the board at the moment and what they do. You know, if they're going to fix that midfield, they're going to fix the fullback situation. Are they going to fix our squad? Are we in the Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League next season? We got a lot of work to do, don't we? You know, and that's what I would say. You know, it's up to them. It really is. Right, guys. We're just waiting for this first half to end. Has been a very scrappy first half. Impressed with Bologna, to be fair. Very impressed with Bologna, the way they've played. I would like to think that Man United scouts are at these games, you know, looking at these games, analysing these games, trying to find that bargain. Do you know what I mean? I would like to think that Man United are doing that. You know, hopefully they are. You know, I hope they are. Because you know what they're like. Probably sitting at home, doing nothing, twiddling their thumbs. Probably don't even know the Europa League is on tonight. Europa League? What's that? Anyway. 0-0 here. Let me just check this thing. Nottingham Forest 1, Porto 1 at the moment. Here come Aston Villa. Aston Villa have got back into the game slightly, guys. Playing a little bit more positively. Did start the game very nervously, surprisingly, for Aston Villa. I know they've been on a bit of a bad run compared to the beginning of the season. How many games did Aston Villa go unbeaten? Was it 13 games or something like that? You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Noah, so if we sign 5 or 6 players next season, I think we would be great because we need to improve our squad and bench as well. I think we need more than that, Noah. I think we need more than that. You think about the players that we're going to be leaving as well. Sancho, Rashford, Rasmus, Casemiro, Ugarte, Xerxes, Onana, Bayinde. And then obviously you get into the Mason Mounts and these players as well. You know what I mean? And, you know, by the time you know, that's 10 players. I know that some of those players haven't played for us this season, but Man United do need a bigger squad. And we got a very thin squad. I think we need 6, 7 or 8. To be honest, Noah, if we got, you know,
if we got 5 or 6, I would even be surprised by that because I don't trust the board. No, I don't trust the board. And, we really do need a proper, like, for example, 2 midfielders, right? Minimum, by the way, this is the minimum. 2 midfielders. We need a right back, right? Definitely. We only got Dallo. He's not good enough. We need a left back. We need cover. Of course, we can't rely on Luke Shaw. I believe in Dorgu, but we can't rely on Luke Shaw, of course. Then we're going to need a backup striker. That's 5, right? Because you can't just rely on Sesko, right? And especially if we get rid of Xerxes, you can't rely on him. Then we probably need a left winger. 6, already. And then you're thinking about the squad. Now you need quality and depth. You need, obviously, a backup now for Bruno, probably. So you need 7. Then you need, obviously, a backup defender. Do we need another defender? Felicia Martinez and De Ligt is injured all the time. That's 8. And that's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. And if they were really serious about getting us back to where we want to be, they would be doing 7 or 8, Noah. Absolutely. Onana with the chance here. Free kick has been given. Very close. Is that going to be a corner? It is a corner to Aston Villa. Aston Villa have got a corner. Would you believe it, guys? Aston Villa got a corner. Buendia taking a corner. And it's a goal for Aston Villa. Against the run of play, Aston Villa have scored. Konza with the goal, guys. Can you believe it? Against the run of play, Aston Villa have taken the lead, guys. Unbelievable. That's what we're talking about. That's what we mean about taking your chances. Konza, the goalkeeper, was in no man's land, and Konza has headed the ball into the back of the net. It's 1-0 to Aston Villa. Bologna are complaining at the moment. They're complaining. They're complaining about the referee. Oh, he was fouled. The players are fouled and stuff. Ferguson's gone on the floor. He's upset that he feels like there was a foul there. Was there a foul there? It was only a foul on Konza, but Konza had all the strength there, and he headed that ball into the back of the net. Open net. 1-0 to Aston Villa, guys. Bologna complaining, but all that matters is that the ball's in the back of the net, and Aston Villa in the driving seat in this quarterfinal of the Europa League, guys. Unbelievable. 1-0. Big up, Noah. 1-0 already. 1-0. Good for Aston Villa. Is it going to... I don't think it's going to go to VAR. I don't think there was anything there too much, because I think actually Konza was being fouled, to be honest with you, out of everything. I think he was being fouled. 1-0 to Aston Villa. Big up, Noah. I hope you're well, mate. Hope everything is blessed with you, bro. And I hope everyone in the stream is big up, is fine and is dandy. Of course. Join the elements. Right in the bang of half time. What a time to score for Aston Villa. Be gutted, Bologna. They'd be gutted. They should be leading. They hit the crossbar. Nearly went over the line. But didn't, did it? It didn't go over the line. So obviously, that's football. That's football at the end of the day, isn't it? That is most definitely football. Football, as they say, of course. Clearance upfield. Can Bologna respond in a positive way, in a positive fashion? Can they respond? Shot there, cleared. Here come Aston Villa on the counter attack here. Oh, he's lost the ball. Tillman's lost the ball there. I'm sure Aston Villa have delighted Tillmans is back. I think they've missed Tillmans over the last over the last few weeks, haven't they? They've really missed Tillmans. I mean, I think that has contributed to their downfall, so to speak, isn't it? So João Mario will take the throw in for Bologna here. Free kick to Bologna. Back here with Aston Villa. Two minutes of injury time, guys. We're almost up. We're almost half time here. Most half time in this quarter final. First leg between Aston Villa and Bologna in Bologna. Another save for Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. Ortega's having a busy game today. Ortega for Nottingham Forest having a very busy game today. Doing very well. So it's a corner, is it? Yeah, it's a corner to Bologna. Right on half time here. Aston Villa will be looking not to concede, of course. It's going to be a corner. Cross comes in. And it's straight in the hands of Martinez. So that'll be that for Aston Villa. Aston Villa leading at halftime, guys, by a 1-0, courtesy of Konza's head up from a corner, guys. They'll be delighted with that. Not played particularly well, Aston Villa, but they'll be delighted with that, guys. They'll be delighted with that scoreline. Very, very, very happy with that. I'm sure they will be. Bad performance, but winning. Who said that it's about performing? It's all about winning, isn't it, at the end of the day? It's not how close you get, is it? It's not how close you get. It's all about, putting that ball in the back of the net, of course. That's what it's all about. Putting the ball in the back of the net, not just about, having chances. Crystal Palace are leading Fiorentina by 2-0 at the moment. They've got about 30 seconds of added time there. At Selhurst Park. I used to live around the corner from, little story there. I used to live around the corner from Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace. I used to live right around the corner from the stadium. Place called Croydon. I used to live for a couple of years. So, yeah, they're playing Fiorentina today in South London. Just waiting for that halftime whistle to go in this Conference League tie. Yeah, that's going to be halftime. Halftime between Fiorentina and Crystal Palace. 2-0 to Crystal Palace in that game, guys. Very, very big result for Crystal Palace. That's an amazing result for scoreline, should I say, for Crystal Palace. Very, very amazing scoreline for Crystal Palace at the moment, guys. Absolutely. But we are watching. We're concentrating. We're focusing on Aston Villa against Bologna and Porto against Nottingham Forest. Guys, it is half time now, I believe, in that game in Porto against Nottingham Forest. 1-1. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Porto took the lead courtesy of Gomez. Fernandez with a own goal, a quick response from Nottingham Forest, and they are drawing 1-1. Over here in Bologna, it is 1-0 to Aston Villa, and it's courtesy of Konza from a corner, guys. It's on the stroke of half time, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up everyone who's supporting the channel. Big up everyone. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Bear me a second, guys. Bear me a second. I'll be 2 minutes. Big up everyone. Yeah, I needed a little bit of water. Bit of water. Thank you so much, Noah. I hope you're well, bro. Thank you. Yeah, look, you know what? onwards and upwards, guys. I think the great thing about this season is that, you know what, we've had so many ups and downs, and I think by Monday we could beat Leeds United. I think Man United have 1 foot in the Champions League. I mean, only difficult games we've got left will be Chelsea away, and we got Liverpool at home. I think after that, I think Man United are going to be fine. I really do. I mean, I think we need to win 4, don't we, or something like that, out of the 7. Something along those lines, 4 out of the 7. I would say that it's Man United are gonna, and that is if results go against us. I think Man United will get there. They'll get there easily, and it's a good achievement. But that's just the beginning. That's the beginning. Once we get in the Champions League, you know, once we're in the Champions League, you know, we got to try and compete. We got to try and compete. We can't just go into the Champions League and not compete. We have to try and you know, make a name for ourselves, make an impact, because we've seen with the Champions League this season, there's teams, right, they get through that league stage, Tottenham, for example, and get slapped up. Look at Atletico Madrid, like they did to Tottenham. Look what they did to Tottenham. You know, unbelievable. Yeah, Sunderland won't be easy at the Stadium of Light. Yeah, but it is a win. Is a win. Sunderland won't be easy. They beat Leeds last game, 1-0 away from home as well. Sunderland won't be easy, but I don't think they're as good as they were at the beginning of the season. I think they've dropped off significantly. They've had a very good season, though, Sunderland. You know, obviously they were going to struggle as the league went on, as the weeks went on. They were going to struggle, of course. I did say they won the window. They had a very good transfer window, but obviously you can't expect them to stay up in that top 4. They haven't got the quality in depth, but yeah, that will be a difficult game. However, when you look at Man United, we win against Leeds, 32 games gone, 5 games to go, you know, and that's it. That's right. That's how you look at it, you know, and Man United are 1 point behind Aston Villa at the moment. Of course, 3rd or 4th is not bad, but one thing's for certain is, like, I'm very disappointed with the refereeing in the last game. Of course, we had to dwell on it for a couple of weeks, 24 days since we played Bournemouth. On Monday, it'll be 24 days. And that game was so frustrating. That game was so frustrating because we should have won that game. And if we won that game, Man United would be 4 points behind City. As it stands, we're 6 points behind City. Now, if Chelsea beat Man City, I know it's a big if, but if Chelsea gets something from Man City, Man United have a big chance to get 2nd place. And I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that. For Man United to be the 2nd best team in England, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that. That would be incredible, wouldn't it? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? if we manage to do that. But yeah, it's going to be, you know, just to qualify for the Champions League will be enough, I think. And we move on. But that, as I said, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. That's where you have to start building. With this board, the board that we have at the moment, we're getting the Champions League. And they think, everything's all good. We don't need to sign players because everything's all good. We've already reached the Champions League with this team. Why do we need to buy more players? And blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And yeah, look, that is just the beginning. Man United need to sign a lot of players. Do you know what I mean? And players that the new manager wants as well, not the players that they want. You know what I mean? We need a manager. We don't need a first-team coach. We need a manager, you know, at the end of the day. I think he's going to break Henry's Premier League assist record, and he might win the Premier League Player of the Season. I can't lie. He should win the Premier League Player of the Season. Absolutely, Noah. I think that the fact that he hasn't won anything is irrelevant. I think he's been the best player in the Premier League this season. And I think he should win it. He should win it. Absolutely. You know, there's been players that have won the Player of the Season, Noah, who, you know, when Man United won the treble, right? David Ginola won it. You know, and why can't Bruno Fernandes win the Player of the Season? Been the best player, you know, and that's what I would say. But I know they're going to give it, Noah, they're going to give it to an Arsenal player. They're going to give it to an Arsenal player. I know what they're going to do. If Arsenal win the league, they'll give it to an Arsenal player. I actually think even if Arsenal don't win the league, I think they're going to give it to an Arsenal player. I just think this is written for Declan Rice. I think they're just going to say Declan Rice is going to be the guy. Declan Rice is going to get it, and that's it. And that's what I feel. I feel that way about it. I don't think they're going to give it to him, even though Bruno Fernandes deserves it. He does deserve it. He really does, and he's been absolutely phenomenal in a very, very difficult time as well. he deserves it for a number of years as well. The only problem with Bruno Fernandes is sometimes, just like everyone, he goes missing. But he's been incredible this season. Got no criticisms. What I would say, though, is that I think Man United need to start looking forward. I think Man United need to start thinking, okay, now Bruno Fernandes is 30, 31 years old. How are we going to replace Bruno Fernandes? How are we going to get a player who's going to be as impactful, you know what I mean, as Bruno Fernandes? It's going to be very difficult for them. And obviously they have to make the big decisions, you know, of course. And I would say that it's going to be very difficult for them. I only think there's a few players out there who can replace Bruno Fernandes, who I'm looking at the moment. I think they've got that what it takes. They're not at that level yet, but they've got what it takes to get to that level. Obviously, Rodrigo Moura, he plays for Porto. I like this player. I think he's a brilliant player. I like, obviously, Kenan Yildiz. I like him. I think he's a brilliant player as well. There's a few of them. Yeah, we need to start thinking forward. We need to start thinking on the future, not just stuck in the past, like giving Harry Maguire a new contract and things like that. You know, as much, whether we should have done it or not, it's not like overwhelmingly amazing, is it? At the end of the day, that Man United are giving a 33-year-old a new contract. It doesn't fill us with confidence that they're going to be looking at improving the squad, you know. And that's the thing I have. I have nothing against Harry Maguire. I think he's a very good pro. He's experienced, you know. But the problem is that we ain't got no. We need more players that are experienced of winning, not experience in losing. You know what I mean? There's different types of experience, and I don't necessarily think it's been Harry Maguire's fault. I think that the midfield has always been a problem. I think we've been Bagel FC. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So I love Bruno Fernandes to win the Premier League with us. So would I, mate. So would I. Maybe give him one more season. Maybe we can win it next season. Who knows? Who knows? I would love him to win it. You know, I would love Bruno Fernandes to win the league. You know. To be fair, I would love all of them to win the league. I would love all the players to win the league, especially those players who've been there a long time, and you know we've had a very, very difficult time. You know, it's been hard, and I would love like even Harry Maguire to win the league. I would love them all, you know, because it would be so ironic for them to go out there and win the league. It would be incredible that we'll be the king of football again. And let me tell you something. Once Man United get that taste again, once Man United win the league again, rest assured, Man United will win it again and again and again, and we'll start dominating again. Trust me on that one. This is the biggest thing with these pundits. They're very concerned that if Man United win, then Man United are going to win again. Man United are going to go in a habit of winning. It is a little bit of PTSD on their part, isn't it? And that's what it is, I think, you know. And what can we do? But we have to try. I mean, we can't just go every season. We can't be every season. Just as long as we get top 4, it's going to be fine. It's not good enough. We need to start winning the league. Can Carrick win the league? It's high. It's more unlikely than Enrique. That's what I would say. It's more unlikely than Nagelsmann, I would say. And also, it's also about backing as well, of course. You know, and whether he gets back to the limit that he needs to be backed, and not just get half-hearted windows and get the job half done. We need proper stuff. You know, we need proper backing, proper signings. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Anyway, guys, we're coming close to the second half. 1-1 between Nottingham Forest and Porto, and it is 1-0 at Aston Villa against Bologna, guys. So far, so good for the English clubs in Europe, as Crystal Palace are also winning by 2-0 against Fiorentina, guys. That's a very good result as well, guys. Fiorentina, no mugs. They're absolutely good team. You know what I mean? Good Italian team. I remember Fiorentina when Fiorentina had Batistuta, Rui Costa, and things like that. So, you know what I mean? Delivio and players like that. So, I come from way back. I know that Fiorentina are famous and stuff like that, you know. Hello, Sean. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Sean from lovely Ireland. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I think it's blessed with you on this Thursday. Welcome aboard to this Europa League quarter-final. Happy days. Just getting prepared for next season, Sean. That's what we're doing, you know, getting prepared for next season. We're getting in that European flavors and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, look, you know, I wouldn't be. Look, I'm envious that Ineos and the Glazers have the job to do to build Man United again, but I'm not envious on them because they've got a big job to do, you know, and they got a lot of work to do. Because if we go and finish this window, and we have a 3 or 4 out of 10 window again, you know, definitely. Look, if Man United fix that midfield, they fix that midfield. If they get a couple of quality players in that midfield, quality players I'm talking about, and get maybe a full back. We need a right back. We need a left back. We need a left winger. I believe in Dorgu, by the way. If we could do that, there's no reason why Man United, being third this season, could have been 4 points behind Man City last week, 20 days ago, if it wasn't for the referee. You know, we could still be only 3 points behind Man City. But, you know, what I would say, if Chelsea do us a favour, what I would say is this, you know, there's no reason why we can't win the league. There's no reason. And I think that we should always aim at that next season. We should aim at that next season. We say, okay, look, we're third. How do we jump it up a little notch? How do we get up a notch? Now, when you look at the context in regards to this season and you think about December, you know, and I was in this very place, this very room, watching the AFCON. And you remember Ahmad and Bremo Mazruri were at the AFCON, you know, and I do believe it cost us points. You know, notably, we lost to Aston Villa, we drew with Wolves, and things like that. 4-4 against Bournemouth and things like that. You know, and if we had our first team, you know what I mean? Definitely. Sean, we need a 3 midfielders and a left back. We need a right back, Sean. We got Dorgu for left back. Dorgu's good enough. I don't think this left back thing is a thing. That's a media thing. We need a right back, mate. We preferably need both, but I think the right back is more crucial. We have nobody in the right apart from Dalot, and Dalot is not very good, in my opinion. I think he's a passion merchant. I think he's a good squad player, but that's about it. But we got Patrick Dorgu and Luke Shaw on the left. I don't know why we need a left back. I think Patrick Dorgu is phenomenal. If anything, we need a left winger if you're going to say a left back, but Dorgu could play there as well. I definitely think we need more. We need a right back. Definitely not a left back. That's the media choice, isn't it? They don't want to replace Dalot for some reason. Dalot's he's a favorite, isn't he? You know what I mean? Definitely. We're getting ready for the second half, guys. Here we go. The second half is about to get underway. And it is underway. Here we go. Kickoff is underway, guys. Bologna, with it all to do at the moment, of course, they have to go back to Villa Park. This is the first day they have to go back to Villa Park. I'm sure they would like to get something from this game before they go back to Villa Park, which is going to be significantly more difficult, of course, but you never know. It's no free kick to Bologna. They tried it there. Aston Villa are in good spirits, of course, scored just before half-time. It's always a good time to score. Mazraoui is a fullback. He's what I'm looking for, Sean. I'm looking for a defender to overlap, to put crosses in, to run up and down the pitch. I don't think Mazraoui is that guy. I don't. I watched him in the AFCON at left back, and he wasn't that guy. We need a guy who can overlap, who can run back and forth on that right-hand side, and also get crosses in and assist. That's what right back should do. Dorgu is that guy. We don't have a proper right wing back. Dorgu can play that. I call Mazraoui a fullback because we don't just need a fullback. We need wing backs. Because whether we play 4-2-3-1, it doesn't matter. Because when we think about Gary Neville and Dennis Irwin and Paul Parker and Patrice Evans, what was the common demeanor with those players? They could attack. They could score. They could cross. They could take set pieces. They could do everything, you know. And they were more or less wing backs. They weren't like fullbacks. They were wing backs. You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like we need a right back. I definitely feel like that. We need someone who can bomb up and down that right hand side, get crosses in, overlap. Because guys, let me give you an example, right? The reason we need fullbacks and we need attacking fullbacks, and Mazraoui is not attacking fullbacks. Mazraoui is Aaron Wan-Bissaka fullback. So there's a difference between a fullback who's a pragmatic defensive fullback like Wan-Bissaka, and there's a difference between a fullback who's like Carfu. Do you know what I mean? Who can get forward and can get crosses in and can get overlapping runs and stuff like that. So when we play against the low block, The key is the fullbacks, because when we're playing against a low block, if you get that ball right forward and you get it into the striker, the number 9, the striker will hold it down. The game squeezes. The defense squeezes. It leaves spaces on the wings, right? So obviously they're going to cover those wings. So what you do, you have the wingers who occupy that space, right? Who keep those players busy. Then you have the fullbacks. Now the reason we struggle to win against a low block is precisely because we don't have attacking fullbacks. The only time we had it was when we had Patrick Dorgu. You know what I mean? And we haven't had it since. Dorgu, for me, he tries. No, Dallo, for me, sorry, he tries. I just don't think he's good enough. And Mazraoui is the sort of guy when you need to defend a lead. That's Mazraoui. I don't think he's an attacking fullback. I've never seen Mazraoui get past the halfway line. You know what I mean? And that's it. But he's not a bad player, Mazraoui, no. But I like him as a centre-back, Mazraoui, definitely. I think Mazraoui is a very good signing. Very versatile. Maguire won't be playing against Leeds, by the way, guys. He got suspended against Bournemouth, criminally, of course. Man United should have had a penalty in that game, 2 penalties. Disgraceful it was. I haven't gotten over that, guys. Can you tell? I haven't gotten over that. I've not gotten over that. I haven't gotten over that game. I don't think I'm going to get over that game quickly either. It's so frustrating when I think about when I think back at it. I'm just so annoyed. I just get so frustrated. I get so fed up, you know, because that would have been basically it, isn't it? You know, win against Bournemouth, tough game. 4 points behind City would be right now. Anyway, still Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1, guys. In the other game, still Crystal Palace 2, Fiorentina 0. The standard results. Freiburg 2, Celta Vigo 0 in the other Europa League quarterfinal, guys. Of course, it did end in a draw yesterday with Real Betis. If we all know, it ended Braga 1, Braga of Portugal 1, Real Betis 1. Of course, Real Betis will be looking to get to the final again. Of course, we all know that they lost to who? They lost to Chelsea, didn't they? Guys, in the Conference League, didn't they? Yeah, so they'll be looking to maybe get a little bit of revenge. Maybe get a little bit of revenge. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Here's Aston Villa on the attack. Very good chance here. 2-0 to Aston Villa. Good finish. Ollie Watkins has got the goal. It is 2-0. Well played, Aston Villa. 2-0, Aston Villa, away at Bologna. What a performance so far. They didn't play well this game, to be honest with you, but they are winning the game by 2 goals to 0, guys. Unbelievable. Straight unbelievable. Brilliant. That's what I mean. You've got to take your chances. You've got to take your chances, man. You've got to take your chance. You can't. You have the better of the game, but if you're not scoring the goals, that's what happens. This is exactly what happens in football. Great finish from Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is back. Did he ever go anywhere? Well, he's back today, guys. He's back today. Massive for Aston Villa. Aston Villa, at the moment, 1 foot in the semi-final. Could be. Through the legs of the keeper. One foot in the semi-final. Crystal Palace, 1 foot in the semi-final. And a decent result for Nottingham Forest as well. Of course, the 5th place team gets Champions League football this season, of course, thanks to Arsenal. And I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. The reason I'm not a big fan of that is because I don't want Chelsea or Liverpool to get in the Champions League next season. I'll be honest with you guys, because that's going to harm Man United. Let me tell you how it's going to harm Man United, the transfer window. A lot of these players are going to be looking at, like, the Champions League, whether teams are in the Champions League or not. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing, you know? Yeah. We got everyone, guys. If you haven't smashed the like yet, please do so, guys. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be a fantastic. Sal, how was working in the music industry? The music industry. political, stressful, competitive, sinister, I would say, unfair. It's the only industry in the world where you can bribe and be on radio. You know, that basically bribing is legitimate. You know, that's what it is. And yeah, but lucky to work with so many amazing artists. Lucky to work with work with platinum selling artists. You know, done a lot of things, and I'm glad, I'm happy, and experienced a lot of great times. You know, but it's a stressful industry, very stressful, and it's not for good people. It's not for people that are good. And that's what I would say about that. Absolutely not. You know, and it's a tough industry to be in. But if you're articulate, if you like that, if you like music and stuff, it's fun. You just do it for the love anyway, and that's what we did. And we were just lucky we got far, and you know, I ended up working with some amazing, talented people. And yeah, great times. Thanks for asking that, friend. But yeah, there was great times. You can see all my music online on YouTube, REDZZ, Reds. If you see it, it's all online, guys. You see all the music there. Guys, yeah, been on this thing for a long time, before YouTube was even a thing, for all these content creators out there. You know, all those content creators, I was in it before that, man. I was 2005, 2004, anyone even before they thought about content creation. I was making music videos. I was doing music shows and stuff like that on YouTube. And there you go, guys. Yeah. And yeah, managed to get millions of views and stuff. I managed my brother Reds, who was the rapper, he was the musician, you know, and yeah, great times. Thank you so much. Yeah. Anyway, 2-0 to Aston Villa. Aston Villa looking great, looking good for their money at the moment, with 2-0 lead against Bologna. And I would say that if this ends like this, I think Aston Villa are in the semi-final. Now, what are the odds, guys, in it being a triple European victory for English clubs? What are the odds in it being Arsenal, Crystal Palace, and Aston Villa, or Nottingham Forest? Oh, that put to bed the notion, isn't it, about the Premier League not being good enough and all that. Just goes to show you how poor the European football is at the moment, because the Premier League isn't the strongest it's ever been. Here come Aston Villa anyway, on the attack again. Oh, great strike that. Great strike from Tillmans. Absolutely brilliant strike. Nearly 3-0. Nearly 3-0, guys. Bologna have to do something here. You feel they have to do something there. I feel like Bologna need to at least come out of this game with a draw if they got any chance. They need to come out of the draw, because you never know when it's a draw, even if you're away from home. But when you're losing, you know, you go into the second leg, it's very difficult. You know, even for the big teams, it's difficult. Like, you're thinking about Barcelona at Atletico Madrid, and everyone's like overtaking a 2-0 lead. It's very difficult, you know, especially away from home. Still Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1 in that game, guys. Big up FM legend. Yeah, all the songs are on iTunes as well. Of course, Aston Villa have one European trophy. They have one European Cup, don't they? Yeah, you know. This Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest. 3 European Cups in that final. 3 European Cups in that final. And we're not even talking about Arsenal and City and Liverpool and Man United and things, you know. Who would have thought that? Big everyone, guys. If you're new in the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. It'd be great for you to be part of the family here, the great family of Stretford Post. And also, guys, don't forget to smash a like on the video if you guys can do that for me, and help the video get to other places, because that's what algorithms, that's what they do. Algorithms, they love the rhythm, don't they? Rhythm is the answer, of course. With them, it's the dancer. Anyway, it's a free kick to Aston Villa here. Long one. Straight at the keeper. Easy pickings for the keeper. Here come Bologna. Bologna need to do something now. We've got about, was it 32 minutes of the game to go? 32 minutes of the game to go. Bologna need to do something. It's Mainz 2, Strasbourg 0. Crystal Palace is still 2-0 up against Fiorentina. Amazing result for Crystal Palace. Raul Vallecano are 3-0 up against AEK Athens, and it's still 0-0 between Shakhtar Donetsk and AZ Alkmaar of Holland. We got the regulars, guys. It's great to have you guys on board. Stretford Post. We've only been around, I think now, how long we've been doing this thing? For about over a year and a half. We've been in live content. I've been doing content on Stretford Post for a while, but I used to do pre-recorded stuff. Didn't really used to do live stuff and everything like that, but I used to do pre-recorded stuff. Only a year and a half, year and 3/4, I've been doing live content. And we've been jumping leaps and bounds, of course. We've done very well, and the community is growing. Yes, some people fall off. That's life in life. People fall off. People can't take it, you know. But the ones who don't stay are not worth staying. That's what I say. And you know, and we're very lucky to have a very good community and very good people around it, you know, and knowledgeable as well in football. So yeah. So guys, just to let you know, in regards to Stretford Post, every weekend now, for the time being, Breaking Dawn will be on the later time of 9 a.m. Is it 9 a.m.? Yeah, 9 a.m. Be the later time of 9 a.m. UK time. All right, so that's every weekend. So just for the time being, we're going to be doing that. So obviously, because I have to be somewhere, of course, and do some couple of things. Guys, every weekend for the time being, whilst I'm here in Italy. Of course, I'm usually in Abu Dhabi, but due to obvious reasons, I've had to. I'm here in Italy. Here come all straight. Oh, thought Bologna had a chance there, but it's a nice, comfortable header back to Emi Martinez. Well played, Digne. Digne showing his experience there. Here's Bologna, though. Trying to get back into this game, guys. I don't think they're going to be going through if it's 2-0. They have to go. They have to go back to Villa Park. I can't really see them overturning this. I don't think they have the facilities, bruv. Don't think they have the facilities. I think they have some good players, but I don't think they're going to be there. Here come them, though. Oh, good shot. Very good shot. Cutting in on his right. A lot of the thing I've noticed though about wingers these days, so many inadverted wingers. We need more left footers on the left, right footers on the right. That's what we need. Too many inadverted wingers. Too many wingers want to try and score. We need wingers who want to try and assist. We want wingers who want. That was Rowe, by the way, guys, the English player. Ephraim, Arsenal fans are very annoying. The chest for a team who do not win the Champions League is mad. Yeah, I mean, the one thing about Arsenal, Ephraim, is that Arsenal are always the best. They always think they're the best at everything. When you discuss Arsenal players, it's not like, oh, he's a good player, he's a world-class player, he's a very good player. It's always they are the best in the world. They always have to put they are the best in the world. And when these conversations happen, they are the best in the world, Ephraim. You know, I don't take the conversation seriously. You know, because every time we talk about an Arsenal player, they have to be the best. They have to be better than everyone else. They can't just say, well, he's good, he's up and coming, he's good. So, for example, talk about Raya yesterday. They have to be the best in the world. You know, they have to be the number one. They're the best. And that's what I mean about Arsenal. You know, that's what I mean about Arsenal. Arsenal are just, you know, just they're very delusional, a little bit arrogant. I would say also a little bit insecure. I would say that as well. I think maybe that's a big reason for it as well. I was raised in London, so obviously I was raised with Arsenal fans, a lot of them, and I know about Arsenal fans. Do you know what I mean? I know and I know what they're all about. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, yeah. Don't believe what you hear, Noah. Is bullshit, mate. It's not. It's not true. It's not true, Noah. We're not. It's 100 million for Morgan Rogers is not going to happen, mate. I won't even entertain that, mate. It's not going to happen. It's not true. It's nobody knows. Nobody has inquired about Morgan Rogers. It is April. Nobody's inquired about Morgan Rogers. You know, there may be a little bit of behind the scenes availability. Is he available? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You know, but this 100 million business, don't entertain it, mate. Morgan Rogers is a very good player. Very good player. 80 tops. 80 tops. But, you know, Man United are interested in Morgan Rogers. They are. It's pretty evident. I spoke about it months ago. And Man United are always going to be interested in these players. You know, I mean, we get it here. Ephraim will tell you. We get the news here first on Stretford Post anyway with my connects here in Italy. So, yeah, we always get it right. And now everyone's talking about Angelo Stiller when we were the first to talk about Angelo Stiller. But no one heard about him, you know. And we know about Morgan Rogers, mate. But I'll be very, very surprised if Man United spend 100 million for anybody this summer. I don't think Man United are going to go out and spend 100 million for anybody. I think the top Man United will pay probably about 65, 75 is the top end what Man United will pay. I don't think they're going to pay much more than that. If you look at, for example, Mbeumo, Brian Mbeumo, and you look at him and how much he went for, you know, arguably, well, factually, better performing than Rodgers in Brentford, better performing 20 goals last season, you know, and we got him for like, you know, we didn't get it for 100 million, did we? You know, it's like the Carlos Baleba thing, isn't it? The 100 million thing. It's not going to happen. But no, we don't. It's not true. It's fake news, Noah. Fake news, mate. This 100 million thing. Valuation and bidding and 100 million bids is just the sensationalist sound bites that people like to do. You know, the most Man United will pay for Morgan Rogers would be 75 tops. Is there anyone worth 100 million in the Premier League? English players? No. I think Anderson's 65, 75. But obviously, Anderson's thing is to do with the World Cup. Nottingham Forest are waiting on the World Cup. And they're confident that Anderson is going to have a good World Cup. They're confident about that, you know, at the end of the day. No spam, Noah. No spam in the stream, mate. No, we're going to go after this player. We're going to go after that player. Because I will tell the truth, you know. They're checking VAR, not in the Forest game. Says Noah, I am watching it. Two-one. Is it 2-1 to is it goal is given? Apparently. Igor Jesus as the substitute has scored. There's an injury here as well. Still says Igor Jesus. Does it count? Sal, is there too much difference with quality of Anson and Tonali? Two different players. That's why I said they will complement each other and stuff like that. Spoil what, Noah? You ain't spoiling anything, mate. I just don't like fake news, mate. I don't like fakeness and made up stories and things like that, you know, because I work in it, mate. And it creates sensationalist buzzwords and sound bites, mate. With all due respect, you know. And yeah, I think the goal was disallowed. It was against the run of play. Can't even see the result here. Can't see the score. I'm trying to get. Still says the game. I think the goal was disallowed. Yeah, the goal was disallowed. Yeah, it was against the run of play anyway. It was a foul, Noah. Yeah, it was against the run of play, Noah. But thanks, bro. Yeah. Anyway, 1-1 would be a good result for Nottingham Forest anyway. I think that would be a good result for them. I don't think that'd be a bad result. I would say something though, Noah. If Man United spent 100 million on Morgan Rogers, imagine that. Imagine wasting 100 million like that. I mean, I know Morgan Rogers is a good player, but we don't really need a left winger like that. You know what I mean? For 100 million, my goodness me. Be crazy to do something like that. Slanderous. Absolutely mad. If Man United done something like that, I'd be absolutely gutted. Like, what the hell are you doing? If anything, Man United should be looking for like a number 10, you know. The replacement for Bruno. We need to start concentrating on that, innit? The replacement for Bruno. Some people say Cunha can play number 10. Some people say Cunha can play number 10. Guys, we've got 20 minutes to go in these games. Aston Villa are cruising at the moment, 2-0. Still FC Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Jesus with a goal disallowed in that game. Bologna here again on the attack. They feel. I think Bologna feel a little bit hard done by this scoreline at the moment. They have done very well in this game. They should at least have a couple of goals on the board. You know, Digne here, Aston Villa out here to Watkins. Here come Aston Villa though. Oh, over the bar. Poor shot that, to be fair. That was a poor shot from Bendia. Felt that if he kept that down, that's going in. But he hit it high. Why did he hit? He need to hit it in a corner. Yeah, it was a poor shot, Bendia. That could have been 3-0. If PSG signs Morgan Rogers, Luke boys, we're finished. No, we're not, mate. Morgan Rogers is not as good as what they have already, mate. They already have Varas Keelia there, mate. Why are they going to have Morgan Rogers? He's a 10 times player, Varas Keelia. You guys, you little generational millennial, was it? You Generation X. You guys are so nervous about little things and stuff like that. These players are nothing compared to us. And Morgan Rogers is a cutting merchant, mate. He's nothing. Nothing. What PSG don't already have, you know? Why would PSG sign Morgan Rogers? It's not going to happen again. Noah, fake news, mate. Fake news. It's not happening. Definitely not happening, mate. It's all lies, Noah. We don't like lies on Stretford Post, Noah. We don't like lies, mate. You know, I don't know what content creating page you're looking at, but he doesn't have any sources. Probably only has barbecue sauce. That's about it. Doesn't have any sources. We can all say it. Man United are going to sign Anderson for 100 million. Man United are going to sign Wharton for 80 million. You know, why don't these people call out Patrick Dorgu when no one heard about him? Why don't people do that like we did on Stretford Post, Ephraim, isn't it? And Senny Lamans, people like that when nobody heard of them. Why don't people do that? To speak the obvious. Oh, we're going to get 100 million name. Oh my goodness me. Who told you? Someone told me, trust me, bruv. You know, Aston Villa playing very well in this game, guys. Though in the second half, in particular, started very slow. Obviously, they got a lucky break in regards to the first goal, but they've been very players. Yeah, Ephraim, I don't understand. It's dumb news. We're dumbing down today, Ephraim, on that. I mean, why would PSG go out there and spend 100 million when the players they've got on Morgan Rogers? Oh my goodness! Do people think Morgan Rogers is some kind of Barcola or something like that? No, mate. He's a good player. It's a pace merchant. He's not even as good as Marcus Rashford, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? At his age, it's crazy. If that happened, I'll tell you one thing, guys. Listen, I'll create a competition on this channel, and you know what I mean. Something good. I'll make it happen. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. Just waste of breath. Waste of ink. Waste of ink. Waste of breath. Now, the first time I heard about Morgan Rogers and Man United, it was probably September, around that time, probably August. If you scroll back, and I did say that it's not a priority at the moment. Man United looking at shoring up that midfield first of all, and then they're looking at the fullbacks. PSG are a very well-run machine. They're, you know, they don't need Morgan Rogers. I mean, if to hug the bench, yeah. Not long to go in these games, guys. We've got about 10 minutes to go, roughly. Till FC Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 2, Fiorentina 0. It is in the Europa League, Freiburg 2, Celta Vigo 0, of course. Here come Aston Villa again. Looking to wrap this tie up early, guys. Looking to wrap this tie up in the first leg. Imagine they get a third. My goodness me. Here they come on the attack again. Saved by the keeper. Shot by Tillmans. Stopped by Rogers. Saved by the keeper. You're a better scout than United squad. As United squad, you are the only one who won't Lamens. No, nobody knows him. Thank you so much, Ephraim. Thank you, mate. But you know, we're in this community together. You know what I mean? To get the right news, to get to the nitty gritty of the right news, to get the right transfer rumors and stuff like that, and not mislead the fans and lie to the fans. You know what I mean? Because there is a lot of people who do that. You know what I mean? And I try and bring an element of sanity to it and stuff, you know. And it was as Patrick Dorgu as well. Before we mentioned players on this channel, I'm privileged to know a couple of people at the club as well. So, you know, it's some people over here in Italy as well. You know, but one thing about it is Man United are being linked to about 100 players this summer, and that's what's going to happen. That's going to happen. Man United are going to be linked with midfielders, strikers, right backs, left backs, defenders, goalkeepers. You name it, Man United are going to be, you know what I mean? Sal, I agree. PSG won't sign Rodgers, but he might have a chance to go to a big club, in my opinion. Aston Villa are a big club. They've got just as many Champions Leagues as PSG, one each. I get what you mean, but I don't think PSG is going to be that club for him. I really don't. If he went to PSG, yeah, fair play to him. But, you know, all you have to do is just look at PSG's squad, mate, and analyze it and say, where's he going to fit into that team? Freiburg 3, Celta Vigo 0. Celta Vigo are getting schooled, guys. Poor Celta Vigo. Their dream looks over. Their dream looks over, guys. Here come Bologna. Chance here. Can he get it? Can he get it in? They still can't get it. It's offside. They're not going to get that goal, are they? They're not going to get that goal, are they? 79 minutes gone, guys. Still 2-0. Bogard is coming on. I think he's Winston Bogard. Those who remember Winston Bogard, you remember him? He used to play for Chelsea. I think he played for Ajax as well in Holland. Very good player. Winston Bogard. I think this is his son, if I'm not wrong. Bogard, number 26, coming on for Aston Villa. Celta Vigo are done, my friend, Noah. They are done indeed, mate. They are finished. They are done out here. They're out of the competition, mate. But you never know. It is still 2-0, Noah. Thanks, bro. You never know. Football's strange, isn't it? Football can do strange things. You know, football can do mad things. It can do, you know, definitely. Yeah. Never over to the fat lady sings, as they say, of course. So Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Is Bologna again. Bologna have livened up this last 10 minutes or so. They need to. He cuts in on the right again. Oh, what a strike. It's a save and it's a corner from Rowe. Rowe, what a strike, the Bologna player. He's got... It's a good strike. Reminds me of Nico Williams. Great save from Emi Martinez. Very good save from him. It's a corner to Bologna here. And straight at the keeper. That wasn't in the plan. Lukumi is down for Bologna. He's claiming that he's been touched in the face. Nah, that would be crazy if they gave a penalty for that, actually. That was a great save. That was a great save. Castro's coming off for an Odegaard, not Odegaard. Odegaard is coming on for Bologna. It's a free kick to Aston Villa. When the 82nd minute, guys, 8 minutes to go, 2-0. Noah, Sal, Man United needs to look at Julian Alvarez because he's a good player. They do, yeah, Noah, he's a very good player. However, the Manchester City leaks are a bit of a problem. Obviously played for Man City. Very good striker. Yeah. We need a backup striker. We need two strikers. We've only got one at the moment. We've only got Sesko. We need two. You know, Man United need 2 strikers. Man United definitely need more, you know, in regards to that. And this is what we're talking about, Noah, about how many players Man United need to sign. We're not only talking about the first team players, we're talking about the squad as a whole. You know what I mean? Julian Alvarez would be a brilliant signing, be very expensive as well. The problem is Man United have got to fix that midfield, isn't it? And I think that's what's going to come at a cost. You know, it's going to be a costly one, isn't it, Noah? Do you know what I mean? And that's where it comes, you know. Big up everyone, guys. Big up Noah, though. It's good to have Noah back on the stream, of course, as usual. Yeah, it's good to be back. Watching some European football, of course, guys. Absolutely. Watching the European game, of course. Chance for Bologna, and it's, well, he's claiming handball. He had his hands behind his, he had his hands there. They're claiming, I don't think they're going to give handball for that. No. Don't think they're going to give handball for that. 6 minutes to go of normal time, guys, plus injury time here. Bologna 0, Aston Villa 2. Good play from that Bologna player there. Good play, good play, good play. Got the ball out of the defence. Really good there. Who's this player's name? Number 26. Lukumi. He looks decent, doesn't he? Lukumi looks a good player. Strong. Chance for Aston Villa. Oh, we didn't get it. Can he get it? No, it's gone out for a goal kick. Yeah, Lukumi looks a good player. Cramp for Aston Villa. Player's got cramp. Buendia, it's got cramp. Buendia's got cramp here. He's down. Buendia. No, you can't give handball for that. This game looks like it's Aston Villa's, guys. You know, Bologna have played well. They have. I give them their credit, but they're just undone by a couple of moments in the game. And Aston Villa have been comfortable since then. I think whilst Bologna were on top, that's when Bologna needed to score. I think that's when they needed to get the goal. That would have put pressure on Aston Villa. Now, as it stands, here we go. Rowe is too predictable sometimes. You've got to do something different sometimes, Rowe. Although he's doing well, I would say that Rowe is doing well, guys. You know, I would say that he's doing well. Jonathan Rowe. Of course, if you know about Jonathan Rowe, he is an English player playing on the left for Bologna. Guys, he's played for various clubs, especially he's got one thing about Jonathan Rowe, which I admire, is that he went from Norwich City and then he went to Marseille and went on played for 28 times for Marseille, 29 times for Marseille, 3 goals. And now he's gone to Bologna. You know, he is in England under 21 international, and I think he's done incredibly well. And I think that he needs to have a chance, you know, at a bigger club, you know, definitely. 10 caps for the England under 21s and 3 goals. Yeah, you know. Noah, yeah, I agree. It's not just a midfield. We need a fullback, backup striker, 2 fullbacks, mate. Striker, goalkeeper, and a left wing. We need to improve our squad. If Man United wants to be challenging titles, yeah, the more the merrier, as they say, Noah. We need much more. We need a lot of players, mate. First of all, we got to fix the first team. Then we got to fix the reserve team, of course. The second team, the squad, as we say. Good night for English club so far, is it? It's Bologna 0, Aston Villa 2, Porto 1, and Nottingham Forest 1. Very good score for them, to be honest with you, with this team that they pull out as well. They rested Sangare, Anderson, Jesus. And also Crystal Palace 2, Fiorentina 0. Quite a good week for English clubs, apart from Liverpool, to be fair. Yeah. Chance of Bologna. Oh, they're going for handball here. They're claiming handball. They're claiming handball. VAR will pick it up if they don't. They get back here, though, on the attack. Bologna. Cleared away by Aston Villa. They managed to get the foot to it, and it's cleared away. There's no penalty. I think the referee's been told there's no penalty. I think he's crossed it off. There's no penalty there. We're getting into the 89th minute now, guys. We've got a couple of minutes left. Big up everyone who joined me for the stream, guys. Really appreciate you. Guys, don't forget to smash the like, please, on the video. Really appreciate you guys. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Big up, man, Dan. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? Slot is still in charge so that we can put Liverpool on the T-shirt at Old Trafford. I think they need to support Slot until next season and support him even more the season after and the season after. You know what I mean? And then we need to clone Slot and put Arne Slot, the second Arne Slot at Arsenal. That's what we need. That's what we need. Yeah. Why they're not sacking him, I don't know. But you know what? That's not, I mean, long may it continue. 2-1. 2-1, guys. Bologna have a goal back. They have a lifeline in this tie, guys. 2-1. Let me just watch this goal back. It's 2-1 to Aston Villa. They've got to go back, Bologna. Maybe they deserve that. I think they deserve that. Just watching through this right now. 2-1. They've got to go back, Bologna. Is it a lifeline in the tie? I don't know, but they've got to go. But it's great play from Rowe again. And he cut in. And a brilliant goal from Rowe. Absolutely brilliant. This is what I was just talking about him 2 minutes ago. Was I not talking about him 2 minutes ago about him playing for England and this and that? Come on, guys. You know it. You know it. You know, there you go, guys. A great goal. Looks a decent player, this guy. Looks a decent player. I like him. Looks a decent player. He should be playing at Man United, guys. What about him as a left midfielder? Hey? You know? He looks good. Played in for Norwich. Yeah, great goal. Superb goal, that. Superb goal. 2-1. Game on. Nottingham Forest are trying to score again. I think Nottingham Forest would be amazed if they get another goal. That would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. Big up. Big up. That would be brilliant if they get another goal. Managed to win that one. I don't know why these players get overlooked for England. I don't know why we... The problem of England, right? They're very tunnel visioned when they pick players. They don't look around. The players are playing in Europe as well. The English players playing in Europe. Corner for Bologna, guys, is it? No, it's a goal kick. It's a goal kick, guys. We're in the 90th minute, guys. See how much time is going to be added on. 4 goals in 11 matches for Mr. Rowe, Jonathan Rowe. 4 goals in 11 matches. Yeah, looks good, man. First time I really watched him properly. Straight away, I was looking at him for, hey, he's good. You know? The thing is the key is like Robin. You remember Aaron Robin? He used to cut in right on his left foot, right? He's a cutting from the right on his left foot. But even though you can read it, even though you can read what he's going to do, everyone knew what he was going to do. Nobody could stop him because he's so good at it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You know, if you're good at that, if you could do it to perfection, you know, it's very hard to defend. Corner to Aston Villa. 3 minutes of injury time. We've got 20 seconds left of that, guys. Looks like this is going to be a win for Aston Villa. A good win for Aston Villa by 2 goals to 1. It was a difficult game for them, to be honest, in this game. It was a difficult game. At the beginning, you know, Bologna hit the crossbar. They could have had a couple of goals at the beginning. So I think Aston Villa will be happy with this. They'll be happy with a 2-1 win to take back to Villa Park. Corner coming in from Aston Villa. Cross comes in. He's open. It's 3-1. What kind of defending was that? It's 3-1. My goodness me. 3-1, guys. What poor defending from bloody Bologna. Bloody hell, that was poor defending. If there ever was one, guys, that was poor defending. 3-1 to Aston Villa. Another poor goal conceded from a corner. You quite see who their what their weakness is, isn't it? Corners are Aston Villa's, are Bologna's weakness. Definitely, corners are their weakness. Ollie Watkins again with a brace. 2 goals for him. 3-1 to Aston Villa, guys. 3-1 to Aston Villa. Great result for them. Fantastic result for Aston Villa. 3-1. And it looks like they're in the semi-final, guys. Most likely. Yeah, poor defending from Bologna. They're very poor at defending corners, definitely. Very poor at defending corners. So 3-1 to Aston Villa. 3-1 to Aston Villa. This game should be over now, guys. This game should be over. I'm gonna switch over to the Crystal Palace game. I'm watching the Nottingham Forest as well. Game over, guys. A magnificent result for Aston Villa. Aston Villa 3, Bologna 1. Bologna 3. Bologna 1, Aston Villa 3, should I say. They have 1 foot in the semi-final, guys. Aston Villa have 1 foot in the semi-final, guys. 3-1 win today. Very, very good win for them. Away at Bologna. Bologna haven't lost much at home this season, so that is a very, very good scoreline for them. Well played. Ollie Watkins on a brace. Very good performance. My man of the match today, of course. A couple of standout performances in that game, but Bologna 1, Villa 3 is all that matters. And Aston Villa look likely to be in the semi-finals, guys. I'm going to switch over, whilst I can, to the Crystal Palace game, guys. Whilst it is still 2-0 to Crystal Palace in that game, I'm watching that game right now. It's still 2-0 to Crystal Palace. 3-0 to Crystal Palace. 3-0. I've caught it. It is 3-0 to Crystal Palace, guys. 3-0 to Crystal Palace. Wow. Good night. Good night. Sayonara. It is 3-0, guys, to Crystal Palace against Fiorentina. What a scoreline that is. What a scoreline that is, guys. 3-0 to Crystal Palace in the Conference League, guys. Unbelievable result for that. That is probably one of their best results in Crystal Palace's history. One of the best results in Crystal Palace history. It is 3-1, guys, to Crystal Palace. Let me just have a look at this goal here. Cross comes in. He's onside. Great header down in the back of the net. Unbelievable. Great cross, great header. Back of the net, guys. Back of the net. 3-0 to Crystal Palace. And that is Sarr with the goal, guys. Leaping header, bouncing over the goalkeeper, straight into the back of the net. 3-0 to Crystal Palace. They have 1 foot in a Conference League semi-final, guys. Glasner delighted there. Delighted. Glasner. Very good result for Crystal Palace. Very good score for Crystal Palace. Definitely. We're keeping an eye on, obviously, Nottingham Forest and Porto as well. We're watching over that as well. It's 1-1 at the moment. And that's almost over. That's got a minute to go of the 5 minutes of injury time. So we're nearly finished with that one, guys. But Crystal Palace here. What a monumental result for them here, guys. In South London, 3-0 against Fiorentina. Not a good day for Fiorentina, definitely not. But Crystal Palace got another opportunity here. He's open. He's open. It's going to... No, he's cleared it off the line. Almost 4-0 to Crystal Palace. Almost 4-0. Jeremy with a chance there. But it was almost 4-0 to Crystal Palace there. He was wide open there. The defence of Fiorentina, 6 and 7. Luckily, Jeremy didn't connect to it as well as he should have. as well as you should have, guys. Still going on in the Nottingham Forest game, guys. It's still 1-1 in that game. Still 1-1 in that game. Both games almost done. Now, this is a cross coming in from Adam Wharton, of course. Corner from Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton be taking the corner. Cross comes in. And it's in the back of the net, but it's no goal. It's a foul. It would have been 4-0, but it's a foul. Lacroix, yeah, it's a foul. I don't know what the player was doing. It's quite an obvious foul. Hughes is coming on alongside. Let's have a look. We've got 30 seconds of this game to go, guys. Full time at Nottingham Forest, guys. Full time at Nottingham Forest. Porto 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Decent result for Nottingham Forest. That famous club Porto, obviously. Not quite reached the heights that they had done in yesteryear, but good result from a weakened Nottingham Forest team, guys. 1-1 in that game. Good result for them. Stefan Ortega is the man of the match for Nottingham Forest, of course, had a fantastic game today, keeping out Porto, especially in the early stages. Really, really good performance from him. Yeah, great performances from the English teams today. Aston Villa, of course, won 3-1 at Bologna. And at the moment, Crystal Palace are winning 3-0 against Fiorentina, guys, at Crystal Palace. Wow, very, very good. So far. Anyway, here's Crystal Palace. They're looking for a fourth. They maybe perhaps should say they should have had a fourth. They've had a couple of big chances since that third goal. Excuse me. A couple of big chances since that third goal, guys. Yeah, Palace are well and truly in the driving seat in this tie. It's not over, of course. You know, football is funny, especially when you're playing away from home in Europe, you know, but Crystal Palace are playing very well. Here they go again. 4-0, is it? No. Again, nearly 4-0, guys. Almost 4-0 to Crystal Palace. Big chance that. They've totally annihilated. I've only watched this game now. I've only been watching the Crystal Palace game for about 5 minutes. They've already had 3 big opportunities and a goal disallowed, you know, and a goal. Unbelievable. So this game should be finished now, guys. It is obviously 5 minutes of 1 over. Full time, guys. Crystal Palace 3, Fiorentina 0, guys. Crystal Palace 3, Fiorentina 0, guys. Unbelievable. Big up Mandem. If Villa struggle in the Premier, I see them just focusing on going all out for the Europa League as well as also at Champions League qualification. Absolutely. Spot on, Mandem. In regards to that, spot on. Many of us predicted that Aston Villa are favourites for the Europa League, isn't it? But we know that the Europa League, if you throw all your eggs in the Europa League basket, you can have egg on your face, so to speak. You know, because you have to win it, and it's very difficult to win. You know, especially when you have a bad performance, you could be out of it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, but what I would say about it is, United Mandem, big up United Mandem, by the way, is that Aston Villa in the Champions League. What happens to that 5th place if Aston Villa are in the Champions League? The 5th place goes to Europa League, right? Surely England won't have 6 places. Surely that can't be the thing. I think the Europa League goes to the Champions League, and I think if they win the Champions League, they could cost Liverpool or Chelsea, I believe, a place in Europe. If Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest win the Europa League, they could cost, I think, as far as I'm aware, Aston Villa and Liverpool and Chelsea in the Champions League. They could cost them a place. I don't think England will get 6 places. I think it's 5 places maximum. And I think they've got, obviously, because of what's gone on this season, they're guaranteed 5 places. But if someone wins the Europa League from England, I think it just goes down to 5 and that's it. And I think someone misses out. I think it is the league place. I think it's Chelsea or I think it's Liverpool. That'd be absolutely it. 5th place above next season. Not if the Europa League, mate. The Europa League takes priority, mate. Noah. The Europa League takes priority, I've heard. So if Aston Villa finish outside the top 5, for example, which they won't, but if they finish outside the top 5 and they win the Europa League, they get Champions League football and the 5th place doesn't. That's how it works. That's how you clarify it, yeah? Europa League is guaranteed Champions League football. Guaranteed. Because it's a trophy and you win, you get, that's the price of winning the trophy. And so basically what happens is that only if Aston Villa finish out the top 5, right? So if they finish out the top 5, win Europa League, someone misses out. That's what happens. But 5 places qualify, 5 places this season. 5 places. Tops, that's the most. You can't have 6, I don't believe, as far as I'm aware. Let me have a look. If Villa finish outside top 5 and win the Europa League, apparently it is. I think there is, you know. I think there is, you know. I think Noah's right, you know. I think there is 6 places. That's crazy. 6 places in the Champions League. But obviously that does depend, guys. That depends if Aston Villa finish out the top 5. Aston Villa are not going to finish out the top 5. And if Aston Villa win the Champions League, win the Europa League, it's not going to go down to 6 teams. It's just going to be 5 teams. The only way that can happen is if Aston Villa finish outside the top 5. So if Aston Villa finish outside the top 5 go to the Champions League and Aston Villa go for the Champions League. So that'd be 6 teams. However, if Aston Villa finish 4th and win the Europa League, it's only 5 teams. So theoretically speaking, it's better if Aston Villa finish outside of the top 5, right? And England gets 6 places. You know, not that I want that, because I don't really want Liverpool and Chelsea in the Champions League, if I'm being honest. I don't really want them in the Champions League, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest, I don't want them in the Champions League. But yeah, interesting. They have changed the rules. United Mandem. That's what I was wondering. But too, why did you see also mean European places might increase? I don't think there will surely 6. It's silly, mate. I think it's too many teams. I really do. I think it's too many teams in the Champions League. I really do, guys. Absolutely. I think there's too many teams, guys. Nottingham Forest wins, they'll qualify. Yeah. Well, only one can win the Europa League, Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest. They're both in the Europa League, so one of them will qualify for the Champions League. Well, they actually have Champions League heritage, unlike Arsenal. They have 2 European Cups. But Europa League, yeah, with Champions League, Conference League, I think it's Europa League, if I'm not wrong. But England are dominating, that's what I say. Guys, I want to say thank you. Big up Noah, big up Mandem. I hope everyone's doing well. Have a great evening tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're absolute legends. Really, really appreciate your support. And guys, don't forget to smash a like on the video as well, guys. It's been a great night of European football. Thank you so much. Something different. More watch-alongs coming soon, guys. Keep your notifications on in case I do go live, wherever I am, guys. And please, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to smash a like on the video on the way out. Let's see if we get... let's see if we can get 50 likes today. It's going to be difficult, but let's see if we can do that. Cheers, Mandem. Cheers, Noah. Cheers, everyone. Ephraim, thank you so much for joining me today. Absolute diamonds. See you in the morning for Breaking Dawn, guys. Take it easy. Peace.